hello to the ones that are already here. Very nice to meet you here. And yes, it's still more and more people coming, so we still let some people in. And then we would start from the Finest Center side, from Tallinn, and from Stavanger to share the experiences. Still let some people in, and then we would start. Hello to the new people who have entered. Okay, but let's get it slowly going. You're very welcome to the Smart City Challenge webinar that's mainly targeting the cities, as the first step of the challenge is really to gather the city challenges and understand the topics that are really important for you and where you are looking for some great solutions to. But I know we also have some researchers there here, so you are also very, very welcome. So very shortly about the background, then the logic of all this Smart City Challenge is that we always start with gathering the city needs and challenges. That's the reason why we have asked all of you to be here and send us the challenges. Then we will publish these challenges to the researchers and developers that should then propose solutions. And then it's, of course, up to you to decide which of the solutions could be the best match for your challenge. And based on that, you would then form teams where at least one city from Estonia and one city from another country would be together with researchers and developers. And then we expect that those solutions, yes, will in one or other way make the citizens happier and the planet or environment healthier. And also the result should be a product and a service or one or other with good business opportunities really internationally. For this second period, 23-28, we still have 8 million to invest into 7 new smart solutions that we will then develop together with you cities and the researchers and developers. And the aim really is to also build the sustainability of the Finnish Center for Smart Cities, but also then, as our main mission is, to make the cities better living environments. So the logic, very shortly, as already said, we start with city challenges, then the researchers propose the solutions, and together then you could put together the initial proposals by the end of February. And from there, we do the first selection. We will select 10 most possible ones that have the best potential. And then already there is a 3 to 4 months validation and project preparation period. So the initial proposals are really short ones, up to 5 pages. But then the full proposals that should be ready by the end of August are already kind of extensive ones and thorough ones. But there we come on board with all those 10 teams as well and help to prepare them and validate the needs. And in order to do the final selection, we will have the international committee with the expertise on business side and on research side, and also on wider impact side, who will then select those 4 pilot projects that we will execute. Then, of course, this 2 or 3 years period when these projects and piloting takes place. And by the end of the project, there should be those new solutions that then will be commercialized in one other way. And we hope to earn back at least some money, hopefully more money, in order to start new and new pilot projects together with cities and researchers. So really, what's there in these pilots? We really hope that in the research and development teams, we combine know-how from different domains, from different institutes. And the outcomes of all the pilots should be both really academic one, but definitely the practical solutions for the city. And as said, the end result should be a scalable product or service, and at least one city from Estonia and one city from another country will be or should be part. There can be more always. What's there for the cities? Definitely the solutions should make your cities better living environments for people and of course to the planet as well. So in long term, not short term. And the solutions are really based on your concrete challenges and the research questions. So not anything abstract, but really based on your practical things. We hope to engage also citizens in all phases in order to really guarantee its sustainability in case it's relevant. In some cases, it may not. And definitely also data topics and governance topics inside your cities are essential parts of getting the pilots successful in long term, not just let's do a project. As the background then, yes, for the first 2 rounds in 2020, we gathered the top urban challenges mostly from Estonia, and through a process of questionnaire, interviews, workshops, and then voting the top priorities. And here you see the 10 top and urban challenges that were in this competition, then round 1 and round 2. So as you see, quite a lot about transport and energy, but also then comprehensive city planning. And based on these challenges, we have developed now 6 new smart city solutions that have been piloted together, mostly as you see with Estonian cities and counties. This round, we want, as said, definitely include also foreign cities. But very shortly, as we have green twins that has developed 3D algorithms for mostly for trees and bushes, so that cities can also plan much better the greenery of the city. Future mobility that piloted the mobility as a service, but also demand-based self-driving buses in the far ends and densely populated areas. Microgrids that developed software how to best manage different types of energy and energy storage. DigiAudit that developed a software that helps to optimize energy savage in buildings, but also internal climate. So how to do it in a balanced way. These were the 4 large pilots. They were 30 months long and the budget about 1.2 million. The 2 smaller ones, Resto and Wellbeing Score, were 18 months and the budget about 600K. And Resto developed then a software that helps the cities to plan renovation strategy for a whole district. So it was done for the central district of Võru. So up to 50 buildings you can do in 30 seconds. You find out what are the best renovation ways for these buildings. And well-being score, there we developed a method how to objectively measure physical and psychological well-being of citizens in concrete city locations. You find information about all those 6 solutions from our homepage. So welcome to take a look if something seemed interesting, and we are very happy to discuss how these solutions could be interesting for you. But this is just at the moment for background information, so you have kind of understandings what could be done through those pilot projects. But here, I would give the floor to Jens Hansen from Stavanger to let you know how they have kind of found and mapped where the focus areas really for Stavanger are, and what they have already done in the smart city area. And then we come back to the challenging to the challenge and exactly what we are expecting from you. Jens, the floor is yours. So I hope you managed to share your screen.
Thank you. I hope so too. Okay, am I sharing full picture? Külle, you are muted.
You're sharing your presenter view, by the way.
Yeah, presenter view at the moment.
It looks good.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Push the full screen.
Full screen, thank you. So it's full screen now.
No, yet. No, not yet. Now it disappeared. Previously we managed it well. So try again. It's coming. And now push the full screen.
Yeah, I'll have to, sorry for that. What about this?
Yes, that's good. Great.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Jens Otto Skåra Hansen, as Külle said. I'm the interim head of Smart City Department in Municipality of Stavanger, City of Stavanger. So I'll present something for 20 minutes, and then you are invited to ask questions, either in the chat or just raise your hands, and Külle will arrange who's asking what or who's in the line. I have been challenged from Külle to talk about our previous challenges, our current challenges, and how we have been working with the roadmap. And I put on a tag label there, how can smart city thinking move mindsets and tasks into climate-friendly actions? And we'll get back to that, why this is an important headline. So if I now can change my slides. For those of you who are not familiar with where we are situated, we are down at the southwest coast of Norway. And Stavanger is a municipality which has included now islands around the old borders. So we are now a mix of an urban city and blue and green municipality. Stavanger is a region with contrasts. We have a lot of nature around, and we say that we are at the edge of Norway, more or less. So we have everything. We have beaches, but you have that as well. We have quite high mountains. We have the Pulpit Rock in close connection to the city, and we have a quite vibrant urban life. And as you can see, I hope you see that, we have a lot of cruise ships arriving in the city from February to November. The picture you see, we had 4 or even 5. That's very unusual. Try to reduce that a little bit. Stavanger has a history where we have shifting industries. We have hearings, we have cannings, had a lot of export of canning industry to the US. So we had marketing and graphic industry. And then we had the oil industry that was really important for us for this area now for 40 years. and it still is, even though today it's not that nice to brag about it, because we all know how it affects the climate. But these things are also built in this area. So if you look at that platform beside the Eiffel Tower, you can see the size of what is actually built in this area and towed out to the sea and are placed there today and drilling for oil and gas. Recently, Stavanger has an urge to not be called the oil capital, but the capital of energy. And ocean wind is a very, very strong and focused area to develop. So where does the smart city department come in? Smart city, as you know, very often connected to visions like this. And maybe the smart city expression and the concept is under a little attack because we want smart solutions to be in everywhere. So maybe it's not necessary to have an own department or an own focus area that is called smart city, but still, we think we can bring something to the table. More and more, we divide our tasks in two different directions. So it's the soft solutions that is introduced to the citizen and includes the citizens, and it's the more traditional gadgets, smart city solutions. The roadmap, how was it made? How did it start? Stavanger has often been regarded as one of the entrepreneur pioneer cities when it comes to smart city. And it was a roadmap that was developed in 2016. And the smart city department was actually a political order. So it's not something that the administration found out to start. It was the political parties that was in lead at that time who wanted that to happen. So it was established 2017 here in Stavanger. That was the first in Norway, and sets forward principles: smart with a heart, implement tech but people-centered. That was also from the beginning. And the Stavanger roadmap was quite good, so it was adapted into a national smart city roadmap in 2019. And further on, this was the base for the Nordic roadmap, which was published in 2021. And that is available if you go to Nordic Innovation websites. So Nordic Innovation foster and finance the Nordic Smart City Network, which Stavanger has been an active part in. So if you look at the history, this might be interesting for you to see how we developed. So it's all back to the European EU project called the Triangulum. That was probably the way Stavanger got into EU projects. So we made a lot of learning and experience there. Before that, could even draw the line back to 2008, when Stavanger was cultural capital of EU together with Liverpool. Then Nordic Edge started. Maybe some of you know that. They have an expo, conference, also cluster. It's partly financed by private and partly by public. So Stavanger municipality has also some ownership in there. The next Nordic Edge Expo and conference will be held next May. So that is something for you to look out for, I guess, and that is held in Stavanger. I think it will be very good next year. Then we had the Nordic Smart City Network established in 2018, and other timings that has been important for the smart city of Stavanger is that last year we got from EU, we were chosen to be one of the 112 climate neutral and smart cities where we had applied. There are 100 within EU and there are 12 outside EU, and we are one of those outside EU. I will say a little bit more about that because it influenced quite a lot in the smart city work as well. And then we were also chosen to be a lighthouse in the new European Bauhaus program. So we are the lighthouse for the Stavanger region there, and that takes a lot of resources from Smart City Department, but also influences the whole administration of City of Stavanger. We traditionally, during these years from the startup, we have been working with innovation and digitalization, e-health and welfare technology, IT, and mission cities. We have 5 focus areas from the start. Like I said, health and welfare, education and knowledge, energy, climate and environment, smart art, and governance and democracy. And if you look at those 5 areas, it's more or less like the whole municipality. This covers really a lot and has shown we have decided to reduce our focus and to go deeper into fewer areas. So in the new Smart City 2.0 here in Stavanger, we want to focus mainly on climate and environment and on vibrant neighborhoods. So Smart City explores and tests solutions that makes it easier for the citizen to make climate-friendly choices. And Smart City explores, tests, and learn together with the citizens to create active and vibrant neighborhoods. Both those areas are very well fit into the new European Bauhaus, where we are this lighthouse, together with 15 partners, both private partners and partners from academia and from the public. The new European Bauhaus, it's quite complex. I don't want to go deeper into it now because I don't have time, but there is a website called neweuropeanbauhaus.eu where you can just search for it and you will find our website there. The EU mission, the 112 cities that are chosen to try to become climate neutral in 2030 influences a lot as well because it is a great big challenge to reach that climate neutral situation. It's only 7 years ahead, and the whole agreement with the EU here is that those 112 cities should reach this climate neutrality in 2030, and then to make the way and show the way for the rest of the cities in Europe. And as you know, you probably don't know who are in Norway, but there are Stavanger, Oslo, and Trondheim, so only 3 cities from us, our country, but we are one of them. And in Finland, it's Espoo, Helsinki, Lahti, Lappeenranta, Tampere, and Turku. And from Estonia, I think it's only Tartu. And from Latvia and Lithuania, you have the cities mentioned there. So going into everyday challenges for our smart city department, what are we actually doing? We are using service design as methods. So we try to involve our citizens in all solutions that we are working on. It's not very easy all the time, but that is our goal. And to show you some selected projects that we have done, there are like charging vehicles in urban areas to make smarter solutions for that. A nice little thing with swimming temperature and the bathing temperature in the sea. Norwegian people are really obsessed by that. So that's a very popular little one. And we have been working together with Beredskap to prevent or to predict and forecast sea level rising. We don't have rivers in Stavanger like in rest of Norway, where we had a big problem 2 weeks ago, but we have some challenges with the sea. We are working with open data sets to try to distribute that and make it available for the public and for the private actors. And we have multiple smart sensor pilots. A little Kinder egg where we can detect the temperature, salt level, change of temperatures, so we can tell the guys who are plowing, removing the snow in the streets, or to the guys who are salting, that they are not. It's not necessary to go out when you think you're going to go out. You can do it when you know you have to go out. Those multifunction road sensors actually was a news thing in the public station NRK, so we got a really good PR from that. We have been working in a EU project with drones for medical transportation. This is a project which has been quite consuming, and it's ending at the end of December, but also to with Helsinki in that project. We have been working with this is done from service design methods, where we have redesigned a health office for young people, where they often come to test for venereal disease or other things that could be a little bit embarrassing to talk about for young people. And we have redesigned the whole office of that, and that has been really successful. We work with water measure, smart water meters, transmitting on a LoRaWAN infrastructure. Hopefully, Stavanger municipality will launch this in big scale now. Other municipalities like Trondheim has recently decided that they are going to place out smart water meters all the way. That means that you can predict small leakages, which you cannot do today, and that could save us a lot of spilled water, which costs a lot of money, even in Norway. And as I mentioned, we have the new European Bauhaus, where we have this big lighthouse projects, and we also work there together with Prague and Utrecht. So as you can see, we have done a lot, we do a lot, but we have to focus, and we want to focus more on projects and efforts that leads to climate solutions or climate-friendly solutions. And also projects and activities that includes the citizen in the best and closest way. But still, we want to have a possibility to go for a wild card once now and then. So we try to keep open resources to dive into something that's really new, since we are an innovative department and we are supposed to also challenge the other departments in our municipality. But as a closing sentence, I would say that the way we move from having our focus on 5 different areas, which is very wide, and going into those 2 more focused areas, we think we can make a difference. And we look at sensor suggestions, projects, new technological solutions. Everything we look at now, we try to weigh it, whether it fulfills within those two boxes, so to say. So therefore, our roadmap will probably be a little bit adjusted for the next years to come.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jens.
Thank you.
Really like those two focus areas. Of course, they can be very different, but that you manage to really relate it to the people and rephrase it in the other way than it's usual. Let's deal with energy and mobility and things like that. And also for the good examples. So I hope people got some inspiration for the what could we do? Do we have any questions? You can raise your hand if you have a question. Then we could answer these and then we could proceed with the Smart City Challenge things. Doesn't seem to be at the moment. If you have something later, then yeah, feel free to really write into the chat in the next phases. But now let's then dig on the practical side of the Smart City Challenge, the third round that then starts now and kind of gets the four winners, or meaning the projects that we will really make come true in 1 year time. So what we are looking and wanting to get is to execute 4 projects, 2 of those being the large ones, meaning 3 years, and with a budget up to 1.2 million, and the mid-sized pilot with 2 years and the budget a little bit more than 800K. So this is about the length and the monetary side. About the setup of projects, then in both cases, the first phase is really that the cities and researchers work together in order to fine-tune and work out the solution that could be then piloted to do maybe some further research things and development definitely. And then the second phase, the middle 1 year, is really meant to do the pilots then minimum in 2 cities, one from Estonia, one from somewhere else. But depending on the solution, there can be definitely more cities. And also at the same time, the goal is to develop the business plan, validate the solution and the need with more and more cities, so that we can make the decision if it really makes sense to also go for phase 3. And the phase 3 is already getting the real solution market ready and prepare for scaling. Usually in projects, the KPIs, key performance indicators of goals, what we are really looking for is definitely, yes, the key importance is that we get the new products and services that can be then commercialized in one or other way. Either the center will stay offering it, we will create a new spin-off, or then we start to cooperate or license it to any existing companies that are interested in. The other side definitely is the wider impact to the city, citizens, and the environment that we'd like to see. And the third package is mostly on the research side. So definitely the usual research paying articles and also wider media. Definitely we'd like to have new researchers and developers to join the team of the Finnish Center. And of course, also some follow-up grants from the EU, or also other ways of financing to continue with those solutions and topics that will be inside the pilots. At the moment, yes, we are in this first green box. So we have this webinar today, and as the next step, then by the end of September, we are looking for city challenges. So we hope that all, or at least most of you, would send us 1 to 3 challenges. There is the template at our homepage. So on maximum 3 pages, then we'd ask you to describe your challenge because you know it very well, but the researchers and developers who are going to propose solutions, they don't know it. And the goal is really to open your practical needs to them as well as possible. So they offer right solutions, not the ones that don't really help. So yes, there is a template at the homepage that you should use, and send it to smartcity@taltech.ee, really to open those challenges. So some examples of what kind of things we could look for. What is a challenge? So here are like 4 examples. First, saying that, yeah, unfortunately, 70% of our citizens do not sort their trash, although we have done this and that and this and that. So the challenge really is how we get at least 70% of them to sort their trash. That can be one example. The other example is that, yes, nowadays the ways of transport has increased and a lot in the city. So it's not anymore just like usual people walking and bikes and cars, but there are more and more different vehicles on the streets. So the question is how to adapt the city step by step and really without sacrificing the safety of our citizens. So it's quite a wide topic, but definitely you can go a little bit deeper into the specifics. The third example is about the buildings, that we are saying that, yeah, quite a lot of our buildings are not energy efficient at all. And really we want to get them become energy efficient, but how can a city make a difference there without owning most of the buildings, as the city owns only a very small part of the buildings in the city. So how can we cooperate with the citizens and private companies? The fourth, for example, is that, yes, we have about, let's say, 10 cars per 5 households. How can we do so that, let's say, in 5 years or 10 years' time, we could have just 1 car per 5 households? So these are like 4 examples what a challenge could be that you are sending to us. But of course, you need to go according to your focus areas and according to your real challenges. Here I also wrote some examples of the challenges we won't like to get. So if you just, the challenge is that you don't have the money, but you want to build a metro or a bridge or a railway, then unfortunately with this 1,800,000, you can't do that. And there isn't really much for the researchers to crack. It's just a practical issue for doing a tender. We also don't want to go that you just say that, okay, I want to use drones or I want to use 5G or whatever technology. We want to know for what is the problem really you are wanting to solve, and what are the means. This is already for the researchers to propose. Is it artificial intelligence, or is it, I don't know, meeting people or whatever it is? So it can be digital, but it can be also very hands-on, practical, everyday things. So yeah, please don't send us challenges like that, but more like the ones that were on this slide. Very shortly also, what is asked from you in this Smart Challenge form that you find at our homepage. First, it's the obvious question, yes, that what is the urban challenge that you need the solution to? And the answer to that question will be the first paragraph also later on the homepage that the other cities and the researchers would read. So try to kind of, in a concise form, describe, not too vaguely, but as practically for your city as possible. And then the second question is that really probably you have lived so far somehow. So there probably some way you have done it by now, until now. And maybe there are also some digital or whatever solutions available, but they are not suitable. So please shortly let us know what solutions are there already available that you know about, but you don't want to use because of X, Y, or Z. They, whatever the reasons why they don't match. The third question is about the impact. So really, okay, we want that, we have that kind of challenge, we want it to be solved, and so what? What do we want to be better in our city due to that solution? Do we want it to be more safe for the bicycle riders, or do we want to really reduce the CO2 level? What is the impact that we want to happen, that we want to see? And the last part is really also a little bit describing your motivation, why your city wants to be part of it. In reality, you can also say in point 4 that you don't want to become a piloting city, but I'm a little bit doubtful that you then have motivation to send us the challenge, but you're welcome to. Then you can say, I don't want to be a piloting city, but I want to say that this is a need. But otherwise, yes, a little bit describe your motivation and how you could contribute to the, if the piloting would take part in your city. Yeah, here's just one example of impact that was expected from the cars. So when you write the answer to the impact part, then this is maybe you can get some inspiration from here as well. So yes, when you send us this your challenges by the end of September, what happens is that then on October 1 we will be working hard and grouping all the challenges, so putting together the similar ones, and they will be available at the Finest Center homepage. Also in the application form there is the first box that asks for a contact. So we will also publish this email of that one person that is in your city responsible for this challenge that you're proposing. This is for the researchers and developers to contact you, but also, as already there was a question, how can the cities from abroad know which Estonian city could match with their challenges? So I will put them together. For example, there are energy field challenges, and there you can look which Estonian cities and which foreign cities proposed similar challenges. So you can already contact each other if you want and start to see if you kind of match together. But in order to match the cities and match with the researchers, we have this October 18 workshop that's hybrid form. So the Estonians are very welcome to come on spot, but all the foreigners can nicely be included over the internet. Also, on top of sending us the challenges, you can also indicate your interests to the challenges that the other cities are proposing. So between October 2 and October 17, you're welcome to go our homepage. We will definitely also send an email to you to invite you to do that. You can let us know which challenges that other cities have proposed are really important also for you. And that's also one way to kind of become partners, Estonian and foreign cities, to go for that. After that, the researchers will propose their solutions by the end of November. And in December 13, we have now already this workshop where you have already read the possible solutions that we also hang to our homepage. And that's the place to form the initial consortiums, 2 cities and the research team. So you can check which of the solutions the researchers proposed really seems to suit for you, because they can also propose solutions that maybe you see from the first sight that, okay, that doesn't make sense. And then by the end of February, we'd really like to get these initial proposals where already there are at least 2 cities and the researchers, and this is up to 6 pages. And from these, we will select them 8 to 10 to start the validation and the full proposal preparation period. Then really this April, August, these 10 projects get then prepared and validated. And we can also cover their costs, about 10,000 per pilot. And there we definitely come also on board of all those 10 pilots, one person from our team to help to prepare the best proposals that we can. And then it needs to be ready by the end of August. And then in September, there is this official final evaluation committee with members from business side, public side, academic side, and our CEO. And then they will evaluate those 8 to 10 proposals, the full proposals already, and make the proposal which 4 we could then really execute. So ideally, we start the 4 new pilots from November 24. So what's there for the cities? Really, it's the tailor-made solutions that you can get nearly for free from this pilot project. So in this new period, there is no, let's say, direct financing for the cities, meaning like they don't need to deal with the bureaucracy and this structural fund topics, but all the funding is given to Talte, and we will deal with all the tenders, and we will cover the travel costs for you if we need you to travel to Tallinn for workshops and work meetings. Also all the piloting costs, whatever is needed there. And we will also buy the expert service from the partner cities to really deal with all these things during those 2 to 3 years. So it's less bureaucracy for you, and we will take care of covering all the costs. So you don't need to tender, you don't need to do any reports for the financial year. For the foreign cities, it's of course a good opportunity to collaborate with Estonian cities, as yes, Estonia is one of the most digitally efficient countries in the world, so hopefully you get a good experience. For the Estonian cities, it's vice versa. You have a great opportunity to work with an interesting foreign cities and to get some new really impressions, experiences to work with other cities from other countries. So that would definitely be valuable for you. And we don't want to do just a project that, okay, let's do the pilot and then take everything down and that's project done, let's forget it. But we really want to get the sustainable solutions. It also means that we want on research-wise to long-term cooperation with you. So these piloted solutions will stay in your hands. So you can use it forever or how long they are kind of valuable for you, and we'd be happy to do cooperation with you. In several cases, it's asked that what's the own financing percentage? So in this case, there is no own financing percentage, but what you need to keep in mind that most probably you need in your city to involve a little bit more different people on different occasions than just the ones that we are like paying as city experts. And probably there may be some additional costs that we cannot foresee at the beginning that you may need to cover. I don't know, rent a room, or I don't know, dig a hole in the ground in order to kind of put this pilot thing working in your city. And yes, as said, then also this long-term work. So meaning like if we do something, then these running costs after the end of the pilot, you need to then plan into your city's budget so that you don't need to close it after the pilot, but really you have financing then for the coming years after the pilot time. Here are still some more possible challenges for you to think about. Like really the first one, as our city is increasing rapidly, many more citizens coming, and also the neighboring counties get inhabited a lot. People like to live in more like on the private houses and so forth. But how to then plan the services and mobility and so forth so that we work together, although we kind of both want to have those citizens for ourselves to get their taxes, and we are not interested to work with our neighbors. So how to make it a win-win situation for the both? Well, then the second challenge here is that, yeah, we are doing nice parks and relaxation, all looks very nice. But what happens is that the drug addicts and alcoholics tend to inhabit those places quickly, and our city isn't a better living environment, but even a worse one. The normal people don't want to go there. So how to solve that challenge? Also, this, I guess you all know, this 15-minute city. So how to really do it so that it's human-centric and also economically feasible for the city. So the concrete next steps for you is really send us your challenge by the end of September using the template and the email address below. Then between October 2 and 17, you have the possibility to let us know that some of the challenges the other cities proposed would also be very relevant for you, and you'd be interested to really join any of those in case there are code solutions offered. And then to register for the October 18 workshop, that will be then a longer one. You can either come on site or really participate online as this time. There will be quite a lot of group works as well, so hope we will manage technically with all those things, but we have done it before, so hope everything goes smoothly. And that's all for me talking, and yes, now please, the floor is yours for questions and specifications, what you have in your mind. You can raise your hand or you can write into the chat. Can there be more than 2 cities? Yes, there can. There is a question also that who can be the partners in the project? We cannot have any juridical partners, so Taltech is the only partner. We cannot have any juridical bodies as the project-wise. They can come on board with their own money if they want. They are welcome. But we can employ people from whatever countries. So into the teams, we are happy to involve people from other countries, meaning researchers and developers. So that's very welcome. Any other questions? Yes, Inese?
Yes, hello, hello from Riga City Council. Thank you for the webinar and interesting project ahead. I was thinking there's like the challenges you presented are really, of course, city challenges. In the same time, your KPIs are spin-offs and commercialization. So how do you kind of see that correlation? Because at the end of the day, you want to have a spin-offs or startups or commercial products out of it. So I'm a bit like kind of thinking how to think about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So here, one of the first indicators for us is the number of cities who say that solution that the researchers will provide based on your challenges is relevant for them. So if you put a challenge and the researchers give solutions, and if we then have, let's say, 5 cities saying that, yeah, that's a great thing, we'd like to have, that's for us the first indication that we could have some, there could be some business in the future. Not in all cases, the cities are in the second stage, the buyers. It can also be people, it can be private companies, but we need to understand that there is the need. And also this validation time from April till August is the one that we want to look around for other cities and understand, could there be a wider need if we'd make that kind of solution? Okay. Anything else? I think in the chat, the questions have got the answers. Can cities test already available innovative services in some cities? Like, They can, but we will not finance it. We will still finance the development of the new solutions. So we are not financing testing of the existing solutions. Alan, you have a question?
Hey, Külle, good to see you again. Great presentation, really exciting process. I was just wondering, you've been through this process over the last few years, and we saw some projects around mobility, microgrids, and so on. Have you a leaning towards certain domains and certain use cases for the next process, or it's wide open again? So for example, mobility could be back in again, energy could be back in again. Any hint of that, or you're completely neutral?
Yeah, in this new round at the moment, we are very neutral and open. Of course, also we are also welcoming the kind of existing topics. Maybe there are interesting next follow-ups on that. We have nothing against that, but really we are very open on new topics to come on board. Of course, what kind of solutions we will get, it of course depends on the researchers and developers, what they are capable of. We may ask whatever, but unfortunately, there are some limits to their capabilities.
Okay, thanks, Külle.
You're welcome. Anything else? Yes, so the application form is already on our homepage. Anna, I guess you sent the link as well. If not, please do it once again. Yes, the recording will be also available on our homepage, and you will get next week the follow-up email with the link to the recording and to the link to the form as well. So don't worry if you don't find it with the first hit. But if you go to our homepage, then under innovation, there is this Smart City Challenge 2023. And from there, you will find the materials. The forms are quite below there. Anything else? If not, then we are really grateful for you for your time. And we are nicely in time. We managed with 1 hour. If you have any questions in between, feel free to write to me. You can use this same email address, smartcity@taltech.ee. Also, my personal first name, second name, taltech.ee address. So I will receive both and can answer you. Also, you can call and ask if anything. But yeah, now we will gather the city challenges and we will publish them by October 2. So feel free to look what has been proposed. Ronan, did you want to ask anything or just appeared? You are muted. Okay, but great thanks for you, and let's enjoy these still nice summer days if you also have those, and then we'll meet on October 18. I hope most of you. See you.
Thank you.